What would be the legacy of Malcolm Jamal Warner, in your opinion?
Man, we always gonna know him as the Theo Huxtable. You know, coming home, watching that. What was it, about 7 o'clock? He came out 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock.
7:30.
Yeah, eight
Yeah.
o'clock.
On
I mean,
Tuesday,
you was ready to watch the Cosby Show to see
Wednesday.
what dumb
What's
shit
going
Theo
on,
was
man?
gonna get into. He's
Yeah.
also going to be known about that ugly ass shirt, that blue and
Oh yeah.
yellow.
Going Cottrell. That's the Going Cottrell.
The Gordon
Yeah,
Trail.
and we, hey, anybody that wears that shirt, if you don't know about it, I mean, come on,
My
man.
man, my man wore it on
Yeah,
one of the talk shows.
Mackie.
Mackie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that is going to be the legacy, other than other roles, especially Eddie, Malcolm and Eddie. That
yeah,
was a good
I
series,
hate
it was
yeah,
pretty
fucking
funny.
show.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, 54, young. I mean, I'm gonna say young because hell, I was turning 54 this year, and I
Man,
mean,
stop
yeah,
lying.
it's
You knew
it's
you
sad
had to
that
be
you
55.
lose your life in a tragic accident like that.
Yeah, yeah. And conspiracy brother, the thing is that he went swimming. He was on a family vacation. Him and his
Mhm.
daughter. They was able to rescue his daughter, and they say that they performed CPR on him for 45 minutes, and then they couldn't bring him back. But the family was going to have to deal with this for the rest of their lives because they lost a loved one on something that they're supposed to be
You
enjoying.
see what Cooper
Your thoughts?
Cooper put up there?
Well, hopefully they can get past this and don't carry that grief for something that they had no control over.
Yeah,
They carry grief for something that was destined to happen. So you can't grieve, something like that forever.
yeah,
Just
yeah. Yeah, you can't grieve about that forever though, Mad Professor. But I guess what I'm saying is that a family vacation is something that you don't think that you're gonna lose a loved one on. Because they showed a video prior to, I guess, him getting on the plane and how joy the joy was in his heart because he was going out with his family. And that's what I'm saying. So what would be his legacy in your opinion?
Honestly, I don't want to say he doesn't have much of one because like I said I was never a giant Cosby Show fan. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I hated Malcolm and Eddie. I just thought that he was a
Damn.
better actor than a lot of people gave him credit for. Like his role on the Syria show, one of his last shows that he was in, where he was a where he came out of prison, and I thought he was pretty good in that. But like, he was a great actor. I think he deserved more press than he got,
Yeah,
especially for some of his activism because he did do a lot of he was heavy into activism. I
yeah,
think he should have gotten a lot more press from that from
yeah.
doing not maybe not press but a lot more credit for what he was doing.
And he just started a great podcast too.
Yeah.
He just started a
So
great podcast. I
Not
I
listen to it.
think
all hood.
I think his legacy as an actor won't be as appreciated. Wasn't gonna it isn't as appreciated as it could be. But his role as an activist, I think, and a humanitarian, I think, will carry his legacy for quite some time.
Yeah, and I remember he was on the Breakfast Club there, Tim Dog, and they asked him, Charlemagne the God asked him, said, "You got two powerful names, Malcolm, of course, after Malcolm X, and Jamal." And he thought it was somebody else. I can't pronounce his name. I'm about to mess it up, but it's actually after a jazz artist, and he does do jazz music. So if you ever get a chance, check it out. He does jazz
Crazy
music as
face.
well. But what I'm
Crazy
saying
face.
is that it just shocked me because I wasn't expecting to see something come across my timeline that he died because basically we basically the same age. So I grew up watching him become a boy into a man. Your thoughts, Tim Dog?
Well, I would put him, in the category of Chadwick, where we have young people with talent who's gone so soon, but above Chadwick,
Oh,
whereas You know, Michael Jamal.
This is why we can't have a
Come
serious
on.
conversation, man. Fucking Juan. Fucking Juan. That's why we can't never have no serious conversation because fucking
Oh,
Juan. Go
Oh
ahead,
man.
man.
Goddamn,
But you know, Michael Jamal Warner, he was very humble.
Yeah.
And all of them on the show said that while they were on the Cosby show, Bill Cosby
Wow.
Excuse me.
made them uh, go to school, get an education and try to go to college. And believe it or not, you know, most of them thank him for that discipline and learning and doing something other than acting so that they can support themselves if acting never came up. And that's what he wanted among the black kids. And Michael Jamal Warner, he was one who never spoke against them. He never supported them either, but at the same time, he continued on doing his thing, his career.
Yeah.
Although little, but behind the scenes, like Matt Professor said, he was an activist, he was a mentor. He to me, he was like a Renaissance man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He played the bass guitar,
Yeah.
so
And, and,
and he
and
was
what I'm
very
gonna say, and what I'm gonna say, Tim Dog, is that Dr. Hughley made a great point because you say that he didn't support Bill. I think he supported him in his own way, but
yeah.
what
No, no. What
Dr.
I'm saying is he didn't go out there and advertise a lot of his feelings or discretions like some of the actors had done.
Because
He was mainly silent.
but that's what I'm saying. And Dr. Hughley made a great point. Because we all know what Bill Cosby went to jail for, and allegedly they say what he did.
Fast
And
fly.
and what Dr. Hughley basically said was that Cliff Huxtable didn't do shit. But Bill Cosby, oh, he did that shit. See,
Mhm.
so you separate the two, the character from the actual person, and you know, with Michael Jamal Warner dying, I'm just saying
Why
it
is
just
sick?
I know Juan's sick. It just hit me that Conspiracy Brothers that another young great talent gone
Mhm.
because what's the other show? The Resident. I think that it's the Residents.
Yeah, the
It's
resident.
that was a good show that he played in as well, and that we just seen these young talented brothers that's on the front line that just don't talk it, they actually walk it. That's dying too soon.
But first, we have some breaking news to get to. The legendary singer Ozzy Osborne has died. That is according to our partners at the BBC. His death comes just weeks after he reunited with his former band Black Sabbath for a farewell concert. Osborne formed the band in the late 60s, which is credited as pioneering heavy metal music. Osborne and his wife Sharon also became known as media personalities for their reality show, The Osbournes, which aired from 2002 to 2005. Osborne was 76 years old.
We have breaking news. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died. Officials say Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, died from cardiac arrest in his home in Clearwater, Florida. Hulk Hogan helped bring the WWE into the mainstream, and he also turned his wrestling persona into a successful movie career in the 1980s. Hulk Hogan has a complicated legacy. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005, but then removed in 2015 after a scandal over racist comments while he was being secretly recorded. Hulk Hogan was 71 years old. WWE says they're saddened to learn of his passing and extending their condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans.
All right, we're gonna take it one at a time there now, Conspiracy Brothers. So I don't know you, Ozzy. I don't know if I spelled his name right, but how will Ozzy Osbourne be remembered in the world of music?
I guess pretty good. I guess because he famous for that shit. So I really don't know too much about his music to be honest with you. I ain't
I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna tell you this, Mad Professor. I didn't know some of the. It's a couple of songs that they played. I didn't want us to get gigged on it. I was like, damn, I didn't know Black Sabbath
Yeah,
sing that
crazy,
song.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I
Black
didn't know.
Sabbath
But what I'm
made some
saying,
great songs.
yeah,
I mean,
but
they were mostly known. They mostly carried on a lot, honestly, because recently you had rappers like Lil Jon sampling
yeah,
"Crazy Train" for
yeah.
"Let's Go."
Yeah, but that's what I'm
if,
saying.
if I hear the
But I
song,
didn't
I
know.
know it.
But
But
I
I don't
didn't
know.
know. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
like
But
you
when I
don't know
heard
who
it,
it
Mad
is.
Professor, I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
reckon
know
you
that.
when
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's
like,
the
oh
thing. That's
shit!
the thing about a good song is
Yeah, I'm the
it no matter who
same
makes it.
way.
When you hear that song, you be like,
Yeah,
God damn,
damn. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
But
I
I
don't
yeah,
mean,
really know the
don't get it
songs,
wrong.
but I know the songs.
I am a huge rock and roll fan,
God damn it,
huge
Juan.
metal fan.
Stop it.
I was never that big of a fan of Ozzy Osbourne. I always felt he was like Kiss, where he was more theatrical than musically talented, or that he was such a great musician. Like Kiss is straight fucking trash, which is why
yeah,
they still have to wear all that makeup because their music is shit.
yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne's music wasn't bad. It just
No,
wasn't my flavor, to be perfectly honest with you.
because he's the godfather of heavy metal. If you
Yeah,
think about it, he was the first one that brought that
I
grimy
brought
type
some of
of
it. Yeah,
yeah.
So
And
what was
then
his group name?
Black
Group
Sabbath.
name?
Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Yeah. And what
I
I
might
would say is
check it
that
out.
he's in the he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of
And what's
Fame
funny is if
for
you
Black
listen to him
Sabbath.
talk, he's never actually done drugs, which is amazing.
Mm-mm.
Well,
That's
yeah,
like
If
saying I
you
ain't never done
if you
drugs.
no,
Come on.
no, 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 if you listen to him, he will admit he's never done drugs. He's an
It's
alcoholic
like
like a motherfucker, but he's never actually done drugs.
okay.
mm,
But
How
like
much
they
stuff
say,
Donald Trump admitted that we know lies? Come on.
Well,
what
come
I
on,
would say is
we know Donald's a liar, so let's be
yeah, but
real.
what I would say is that
Lies,
he's in the
brother.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the group got
Nah,
inducted,
Juan, if
and
you was black, women would talk about you more differently.
that's right. And also
mm,
he
mm,
also is in
mm.
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Yeah, they said the myth isn't
solo.
true.
Yeah, but my thing, Pharaoh, is that a lot of people know him from the television show on the Osbornes that
Yeah.
was on MTV, and they got to look into their life. So, what would you think his legacy would be in the world of music and television?
I'm with Conspiracy
Oh,
Brother.
okay,
I barely know anything about Ozzy Osbourne other than the TV show,
okay,
and I heard of Black Sabbath when we was coming up, but that wasn't music that I was into. Had a couple friends that would listen to it, but I didn't know the band members or anything of that nature. I'm ignorant to the fact of what this man has done. So, as far as if he's in the Holly, I'll talk about the
Rock
Hall
and
of
Roll
Fame,
Hall of
Rock and Roll
Rock
Fame.
and
Hall of
Roll Hall of
Fame.
Fame, yeah.
Hey, then obviously he did something.
Yeah,
So,
and but
Not
like I say,
necessarily.
but what Matt Professor say though, when you listen to I wish we could play it. When you listen to the music, you be like, oh shit, I heard that shit in the rap song. You be like, oh
no,
my
but I
goodness.
just know. I know sampling.
Oh,
I
You know
do
Yeah,
know
there's
like
some
I know,
songs
but
that
what I'm
you
saying is
know, but you
we
don't know
didn't
the
know that
music itself.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't know it was for me. I didn't know that they sampled it from him. I'm like,
yeah.
oh
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, I knew that
That's
much.
what I'm saying. It just kicks in like, God damn, they made a
No, because
hit.
I do
I,
that. I do that at
okay,
work. I
okay,
whenever I hear a song, I'll be like, I've heard that song before, and I Google it or whatever, and I get the samples. If I wanted to tell you, I'm like a history book when it comes to that type of
okay,
stuff.
okay.
But as far as the production of what's going on,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't.
yeah, yeah. Well, I
I don't
knew.
know.
Well, Tim Dog, I knew him because one of his claim to fame is that he did a live bat head off on
mm,
Yeah.
stage. You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
Love
He
that.
called himself, I don't think he's going to the
He was
pearly
drunk as
gates.
hell. That's why he did it.
Well, I don't know if he's going to the pearly gates because he called himself the Prince of Darkness. So you might have got
Well,
to
that's
turn
just like
around.
the Undertaker called himself the Dead Man. I mean,
Yeah, the
it's
dead
his
man.
stage
Yeah,
moniker.
it just yeah.
I'm just saying the moniker is not a good
But
look.
that wasn't his religious belief. So
No, not at
that's
all.
just
Yeah,
entertainment.
yeah, yeah. So what's your
I'm,
thoughts when
I'm
you heard
trying
that
to
Ozzy
cool now.
Osbourne had died there, Tim Dog?
I was first like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't grow up listening to rock
Heavy
and
metal.
roll.
We don't listen to heavy metal. I mean, I listen to some of it, but
I do.
No, but my
that's your
stepdad,
brother there on Conspiracy Brother.
We got divine music taste, man.
I'm fucking with
Yeah.
you, man.
I
I
listen to
listen to heavy
everything
metal too. I listen to
except
heavy metal too,
Zydeco and
man.
country.
No, I listen to heavy metal too, man. But go ahead, there, Tim Dog.
no, but my stepdad, he listened to rock and roll, not just heavy metal, but all kind. And um, that's how I got introduced to Black Sabbath. At first, I thought it was just noise because everybody was screaming
Damn,
and stuff.
King.
But me being a musician and listening not just to him, but other bands at the time, Aerosmith and
Yeah, I like
Iron
Aerosmith too.
Maiden and
Iron
all
Maiden, yeah.
and
ACDC. Ugh.
ACDC, yeah.
ACDC, especially ACDC. I
Ugh.
love them because of their the instrumentation and transitions and stuff. And not only that, they put classical music in it. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, Ozzy Osbourne, he's going to be not really missed by me because that's not my favorite genre, but he's going to be missed by a lot of people back from the 70s and 80s on
Yeah,
up because of who he was back then and who he is even still now with the television shows and
yeah.
the special appearances. And he was going to do a reunion tour with the band. And
But they did
Yeah.
they did a show a week before he died. They got back together and did a show.
they wanted, yeah, I may be the teacher Ozzy, but your mama earned my clothes. Anyway,
Hey
Yeah,
guys, so I just looked at that what you was talking about. So in '82, he did buy the head of a bat, but it was
yeah,
because somebody threw it on stage and he thought
yep.
it was a rubber bat. And then when he
Yeah.
bit it, it was already dead, but he didn't know it was a real bat.
yeah. But
And,
that's what
and,
I'm
and
saying
it
though.
stuck.
Yeah,
And
and it's
he
Well,
never
yeah, it
exposed it
contributed.
until he wrote it in books like many
Hey,
years
shit happened
later.
for a reason. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, there
but
you go.
like I say, you hate to hear when somebody passes on, and somebody like Ozzy Osbourne. Like I said, a lot of people not gonna know his music. A lot of hip hop heads, I didn't know
Know
his.
his music without knowing it.
Yeah, you know his
Yeah.
music without knowing it, and you hate to see that a legend in that world has passed on. And also, Mad Professor, what you want to talk about, a lot of people, this other person that passed, he has like a mix. I guess you want to say a mixed type of reaction because some people were saying you can't talk ill of the dead, and some people were like, fuck.
Shit. What they
So
gonna do
my
you?
my question to you is,
He said, what they
why
gonna do to
has
you?
the death of Hulk Hogan brought out the differences of opinions about his legacy?
It hasn't changed a goddamn thing. The thing of Hulk Hogan was everybody. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Y'all may not
Mhm.
know that, but I'm a gigantic
Oh, we
wrestling
all
fan.
are.
The
I know I
Yeah,
am.
problem
yeah.
that I've always had with Hogan, and you could hear this in interviews from way back when when he was at his most famous, when he was like, around time he was in the first Rocky film.
A 21-inch
Real coked
pylon
up.
Was
The
python.
second one. He was in
He
the
was
second
real
one.
coked
Yeah, the
up.
second one. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocky
Was
two.
that he didn't like to put over young wrestlers. He
Yeah,
hated having to like his in WrestleMania 9, I think it was, when
he had
Yokozuna
creative
finally beat.
control.
Yeah, he had creative control over the WWF,
Yeah,
over the then WWF,
stuff. Yeah,
like Triple H
Mhm.
had during the Attitude Era of the
yeah,
WWE. And
yeah.
everybody knew that he didn't like Ernie Ladd wanted to beat his ass because everybody knew he didn't care for black people.
Ernie the
Everybody knew
cat
this.
lad. But say his name right. Ernie the cat lad.
Everybody knew this shit. Ernie Ladd didn't like him. Rocky Johnson didn't like him. Nobody black liked him because he didn't care for black people
That's
all that
right.
much, which is
That's right.
why I never fucking care. I mean, I didn't care for him anyway. I hated that I'm a real American persona. I think that shit was just the stupidest shit in the world. But I mean, for white people, it went over because it gave them the love that they wanted. But
Yeah,
again, I think
Yeah.
his legacy, he tarnished his legacy years ago. That's why most wrestling fans didn't give a shit about him. Like when he came out during WWE's Netflix
hmm
Mhm.
promote premiere, they booed the living shit out of this man.
yeah. The first episode on Netflix.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they
Yeah.
booed him so horribly he couldn't even say shit no more. So his legacy was damaged long, long, long time ago. So
Yeah,
like I said, I hate that his family has to go through it, but fuck him.
yeah, and that's what it is, Pharaoh. It's that I was a Hulk Hogan fan, and like you, Matt.
No, he didn't hate everyone equally, Juan.
I tell people this all the time, man, and this is one thing. I started.
Yeah,
I always said,
yeah.
when I watched wrestling, when my mother was alive, that was our thing. We would call each other, man. You saw what such and such did tonight, and like I told my grandfather, if you went back in NWA was
Yeah.
hot. You was getting in front of that damn television when that damn wrestling come on, and you get your ass whipped. My grand, because we thought it back then. We thought it was real. Now
What's funny
we
is
No, no, the hell we didn't.
Even the Freebirds, they were supposed to be the races, but the
No, the
Freebirds
hell I didn't.
tried to put so many black people like JYD over so
yeah
much, it
yeah
wasn't even funny.
Mhm.
yeah. But getting back to Hulk Hogan, there, Pharaoh. It's funny because they say that he died 10 years to the day when that racial rant
Hmm.
that somebody recorded when he
His
was talking
daughter.
about he didn't want his daughter to mess around with a black man.
That's right.
Mhm.
So and that's why I say that his legacy, some people's like you can't talk ill of the dead, but then some people you got saying fuck him. Your thoughts?
Just,
Fuck him.
just
I don't have nothing to say about this man. Fuck him.
Okay.
You
All
know
right.
what else is it to say about him?
All right.
He
Then.
did nothing for us. He don't do nothing for me. He do nothing when I wasn't a fan. I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. Fuck him.
Oh,
I got you. I got you. I got you. What you
ew,
got to say about that conspiracy,
I
bro?
liked Ultimate Warrior when he came in there and acted a fool.
ew.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, man. He is to me. Is he wrote the word nigger on stuff.
Right.
He got a black woman fired that was working for his beer company.
Oh
He
yeah, the model.
it's nothing anything to say about him that's going for us. It's like somebody voting, being a fan of his that voted for Trump. And then when he went to Milwaukee and put him on stage, knowing that Milwaukee is 90% black.
I got you. I got you. I
So
got you.
no, there's nothing good to say about it, man. The hell with him.
And that's what I'm saying, the conspiracy brother. You know, you got some people that be like, yeah, man, you know, don't speak ill of the dead. But then you got people like my main man Pharaoh, like, fuck it. So, you know, what are your thoughts on that angle?
Oh man, he was a pretty good entertainer for what he was. He was entertainer. His soul got out of here in time before he seen the shit turn around. So
Yeah,
sorry for his
that shit
family.
had turned around
But,
already a long time ago.
Yeah,
he died on the day he made a comment that he got to live forever with. On both aspects. It's on his grave.
I got you. I
So
got you. Tim Dog,
he
your
made
thoughts.
his bed.
Yeah, yeah, got laid. Now, Tim Dog, your thoughts.
My thoughts is he wasn't always the big-headed, arrogant person that he was, but he's always been a racist. When you become greedy and arrogant and powerful, you think that you're untouchable. You tend to let yourself exposed. In
Yeah,
other words, the real you comes out. And for him, he thought that being him was, what people wanted. Being him was what made him famous. But what made him famous was the entertaining, not the personal hatred that he had towards a select group of people.
yeah,
And the WWF and WWE, they did right by taking him out. I'm sure they knew. They probably enabled him, kept it out of the public. Well, they pretty much did keep it out of the public.
yeah, yeah,
But once it became exposed, there was nothing they can do except take him on out, and
yeah.
it would be a disjustice if they were to posthumously put him back in.
I would say this though. You know, during the time that you know, if we started taking people out of Hall of Fames that we know, because baseball is full of racists, basketball
Yeah.
is full of racists,
Yeah, yeah.
football is full of racists, but they're still in there, and people would say that is the time that they lived in, and that's the only thing I would disagree on, because he's staying his legacy of who people thought he was, the the blonde haired guy, the muscles, even though he stole his style from superstar Billy Graham.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He stole the style from superstar Billy Graham that I didn't know
It would
today.
be Andre the Giant.
I didn't know today, and I'm gonna
Something
give
new.
myself
Anything
I'm
like
gonna give
that.
myself a point for this on Pharaoh. Yeah, I'm about to give me another
What
point.
the hell? You give me
You
a point for what?
Oh
We didn't even
shit.
have a
yeah, no,
contest
no, no,
question or
no, no,
anything.
no,
What the
no,
hell?
but I didn't know he was born here in Augusta. He's
Oh
actually
man,
born in.
everybody knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But if
I
you had
didn't
knew
know
that,
either.
if you had knew that, you would have said that. You ain't getting no point, but I get the
Man,
point.
nobody cares.
Oh my god.
Lawrence
Now
Fishburne
y'all,
was born
now
here
y'all
too.
see why
Nobody
I'm
says
keeping my
that.
point from Wednesday.
I know what
Yeah,
it is. He
but
missing Pick'em.
Did you know
That's what
that?
he had
yeah,
Pick'em withdrawal.
You
but
knew
I guess
Lawrence Fishburne was born here, right?
yeah, but
Because
this
he's
what
black. That's why it matters.
yeah, and this
So
is what I'm gonna
what,
say though.
Ron? Who cares?
This is what I'm gonna say, Matt
Hey,
Professor.
I would say before you say that,
Go ahead.
Man of Street,
Go ahead.
Dog the Bounty Hunter is on the same level as this
Yup.
dude.
Yeah,
Shit,
I was
easy.
going to say that. I was
All
going
right,
to
because
say
they
that.
get.
but I
So
guess
I put them the same way. His legacy's tarnished, just
hmm
like freaking to him, because they did the same shit.
I guess
Yep.
what I'm saying is that
With their own kids.
I guess what I'm saying is that we put these guys and we see them on TV, eat your vitamins, pray, and that's what's his mantra: eat your vitamins, pray, and all this. Then to come to find out that you're not living that lifestyle. A lot of people, a lot of young black men growing up in my age range, they actually looked at Hulk Hogan as being that person. Then to find out that he's not that person, to find out that he was the person that he is, then to see him on stage with Donald Trump made it even worse. And it makes you realize that, hey, damn, sometimes you can't look at the people, you got to see their actual actions and what they do. And
Don't
that
look
is
at
the
the
reason.
character. Look at the
Don't look at
character.
don't look at the character, but look at the character of the man.
The
But
content of that character.